I'm about to call American Airlines after a terrible customer service experience. What happened was they wouldn't let my mom on the plane because they were trying to handle everybody else's bags from the last plane that got lost. They had one little station open, this small airport, and basically she wasn't able to print her boarding pass for probably 35 minutes because of all the people that were in front of her trying to get their luggage squared away from the last flight. So she missed her flight, and TSA was rude. The guy at the counter was rude. Everybody was rude. So I'm about to call him right now and let him have it. Hi, Daniel. Who is the, we were just in there, who is the man that was handling the baggage from the last flight that, like, for people that missed, the guy at the counter?
Well, I can help you out, actually. What can I help you with?
Well, I'm trying to get a hold of him specifically, a little customer service, 101 tip. What happened was we stood in line, probably 35 to 40 minutes before the flight boarded. The people from the previous flight were trying to get their luggage. There was only one station open. My mom had her boarding pass printed out, or not printed out, but on her phone. Long story short, we tried to go through. TSA wouldn't accept it because it's not a paper boarding pass. Bad on us, but we didn't know. So we get back in line. Well, we weren't able to do anything in the line. We would have made that flight if the boarding pass would have been able to be printed, within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because we were there well before they started boarding. Like, we could hear them when they called the first group and everything. So
I understand that.
Long story short, we were visible. The guy behind the counter knew that we were trying to get a boarding pass printed because she was going to take all of her luggage carry-on, which was already okay by TSA. We already talked to them. The only thing she was going to have to take out was, obviously the toiletries and stuff. And like I said, long story short, we missed the flight 100% because we could not get a boarding pass printed out. We had the digital copy, we just couldn't get a paper copy. And he knew we were there. So, now she's, not taking off till tomorrow night. So, and she's a successful real estate agent in Chicago, has canceled meetings and all this stuff. So I just honestly, I wanted to talk to the guy and let him know, his lack of sense of urgency, lack of understanding caused one person to miss their flight when they were there, 40 minutes prior.
That's my attention. I'll go ahead and I'll let him know about that. If you'd like to seek any compensation or so, the best bet for you would be to go to AA.com and file an actual complaint.
I'm not seeking compensation.
Okay.
I'm seeking resolution. Okay.
I'll go ahead and I'll speak to him myself about that. All right.
Well, what do you have to say about that, though? Doesn't that seem kind of crazy? And I'm not like leaving parts of the story out. That's what happened. We stood in line with 4 people in front of us from the last flight that were trying to get their luggage. There's no way to get a boarding pass. We eventually cut the line, and he just stood there for like literally 15 or 20 minutes while everybody boarded. I watched the jet bridge go up and everything. I watched the manifest be carried on the plane. All that could have been prevented if he would have just printed a damn boarding pass right then and there,
Alright. But they did confirm you on the flight for tomorrow afternoon, you said?
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it through us or are you going through Syracuse?
Through y'all.
Okay. Alright.
And like, look, I'm not trying to be a troublemaker, but like seriously, you could have had the passenger on the plane that paid for the ticket with just a little bit of like understanding and urgency, Like we were there plenty of time prior and everything. It's just the line was backed up, and we got screwed.
Okay. All right. If that ever does happen again in the future, just anybody who's checking in for a flight, they normally take priority, so you can't actually cut line on that. Just advice for the future. But I'll go ahead and I'll talk to him about that.
Say that again.
If the priority is actually get the people that are going out, if there's a line for baggage claim, the priority is to get you guys through, so you can't flight.
But
so,
there was no next flight out.
For that flight, if you would come up to us and just cut in front of everybody, I know it seems rude and everything, but
Yeah, but these people
as long
weren't.
as we know, we can take care of it just for the future. But I'll talk to him and make sure that he has along the line that if anybody needs to be checked in still. So.
Okay, I mean, man, it's just so frustrating. Like seriously, I just don't get it. Like he saw us there, and eventually he was checking the ticket as soon as we started. Like I saw the jet bridge go up, I was like, look, Mom, there's nothing we can do now. And you know, he started checking the ticket, and we just walked out. I mean, it's like, what can you do? So I don't know, man. I'm not really the kind of person to get frustrated, but what he did was really bad, honestly. And I don't know if you're friends with him or not, but put that aside, he needs a reprimand. What he did was wrong.
I'll talk to him personally. You have my word on that one.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
I do apologize for this all.
Yep. It's all right. Bye bye.